President Donald Trump has made a good on his promises to crack down on crime in the nation's capital. On Monday, August 11, 2025, the president announced extraordinary measures to address what he calls a crime emergency in Washington D.C. Trump announced he is temporarily taking control of the Washington D.C. Metropolitan Police Department. The president invoked Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act during a 78-minute news conference. "I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam and squalor," Trump declared. Attorney General Pam Bondi will oversee the city's police force while it remains under federal control. Trump called this Liberation Day in D.C. The federal takeover can last up to 48 hours before Congress must be notified, or up to 30 days total. Trump is deploying 800 National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. Between 100 and 200 soldiers will be supporting law enforcement at any given time. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the Guards will begin flowing into the city this week. The troops will operate under Title 32 status, meaning they'll remain under local control but receive federal funding. They are not expected to openly carry rifles while patrolling but will keep weapons nearby in vehicles. Their duties include administrative support, logistics, and providing physical presence to assist law enforcement. The federal intervention appears to have been triggered by an assault on Edward Coristine, a former Department of Government Efficiency staffer known online as Big Balls. The 19-year-old was attacked by approximately 10 teenagers during an attempt carjacking in Logan Circle around 3 a.m. on August 3rd. Two 15-year-olds were arrested and charged with unarmed carjacking. Trump shared a graphic image of blooded Coristine on Truth Social and wrote, "If DC doesn't get its act together and quickly, we will have no choice but to take federal control of the city." Mayor Muriel Bowser called Trump's actions unsettling and unprecedented, but said the city will comply with federal law. "While this action today is unsettling and unprecedented, I can't say that given some of the rhetoric of the past that we've totally surprised," Bowser stated. The mayor emphasized that Police Chief Pamela Smith remains in charge of the department's 3,100 officers. Bowser also highlighted that violent crime in DC has reached a 30-year low. There is significant disagreement over DC's crime situation. Trump claims the district has become one of the most dangerous cities anywhere in the world. His administration cites a homicide rate of 27.54 per 1 lakh residents in 2024, which they say exceeds cities like Baghdad and Mexico. However, recent data tells a different story. According to DC police statistics, violent crimes has fallen 26% so far in 2025 compared to the same period in 2024. Homicides are down 12%, assaults with dangerous weapons down 20%, and robberies down 28%. The District of Columbia Home Rule Act of 1973 gives the president unique powers over DC that doesn't exist elsewhere in the country. Section 740 allows presidential control of the police force during special conditions of an emergency nature. This authority stems from DC's unique status as a federal district rather than a state. Trump previously threatened similar action in 2020 during Black Lives Matter protest but never followed through. He is the first president to actually invoke this emergency provision. The federal takeover highlights DC's limited authority compared to states. Mayor Bowser used the announcement to advocate for DC statehood, saying, "We are American citizens, our families go to war, we pay taxes, and we uphold responsibility of citizenship." Critics argue Trump's perception of DC is outdated, shaped by his experience during the COVID-19 pandemic, when crime rates were higher. Supporters contend that any level of violent crime in the nation's capital is unacceptable and requires federal intervention. The deployment represents Trump's most dramatic domestic use of the federal authorities since taking office, setting a precedent for federal intervention in local law enforcement that could have lasting implications for American federalism.